So I've got kind of a mess on my hands, and I got to admit, it's pretty much all my fault. You see, last night I was doing my evening chores, and I made a very alarming discovery. You see, our farm's bull, Macho Man Randy Savage, had escaped, and he was kind of out wandering loose around the farm.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Particularly right before sundown, that's never the type of thing you want to see. It was kind of a stressful half an hour or so of me trying to coax him and move him, and I tried to convince him to go back into the area that he shares with our steer, but he definitely didn't want to do that. And to be quite honest, what had actually happened is a couple of my cows and or heifers have gone into heat, and between that and all this fresh green grass that we have, there was no way, not even with alfalfa treats, which are his favorite treat, that I was gonna be able to coax him to go back into the pen that he is supposed to be in over there, and he was just pretty much hanging out by this fence. But it was getting dark, and eventually he'd actually migrated up to the top of the pasture, and so I was able to coax him inside of our farm's upper pasture, which is typically where I'm grazing the cattle in the summer, and I was actually getting ready to move the ladies up there by probably early next week, but he's now up there. Okay, we got you up here. This is not what we planned on doing for date night tonight, is it? Oh, you're such a good bull. Yes, you are. But unfortunately, I can't let you to the ladies just yet. We're gonna keep you up here for the night, okay? Thanks for the help there, Annabelle. I'm still not sure if you're preggers or not. Ordinarily, you wouldn't track a fellow like him in your condition, if your condition's what I think it is. And I was probably gonna move him up there in a couple of weeks anyway. And so what I think I'm going to have to do in today's video is get my entire summer grazing system set up so that I can keep him up there and probably bring my steer up there, and I'll end up keeping the ladies down here for a little bit of extra time. And yes, like I said, I've got kind of a mess on my hands. So yes, good news for you, Joey Ramone. I think you're gonna be going up top today to go hang out with Macho Man. I know, you're a good steer. Yes, you are. You've been a very good steer here on our farm. Hi. Whoa, hey, easy there, guy. Later this summer, he's going off to freezer camp. I know, Abby, it's a tough morning, but luckily you have a wet hole to sleep in because it's supposed to get pretty warm today. Good morning, boys. There you go. Have some fresh hay. I'll deal with them later. Sometimes when you have an urgent situation pop up on the farm, you got to take your work plan for the day, which was going to actually be to start moving them around the farm, and you've got to put it on hold in order to deal with the thing that's the much more impending crisis. What are you doing there, Goosey? Getting a free preview of breakfast? Come on, guys. Come with me, come with me. Ducks know what time it is. It's time to go back into the hoop coop to eat and lay their eggs. And here comes Mr. Toby Dog back from his patrol. All right, guys, let's go inside. Woo! Come on, breakfast time, everybody. It's getting hot in here. It's like 55 degrees outside, but I think it's almost 80, maybe even 90 inside. It's warm. There's also no time to dilly-dally with birds today. We got work to do. Empty. Oh, I just found a secret nest over here. Ah! That is not what I wanted. So I'm in the process of trying to get the water pump started. You usually have to prime it and get it set, and then I got to go through and like turn on all the valves for the watering system. It is a whole process. It also looks like I've sprung a leak on this connection piece right here, and so I'm gonna have to replace it. Leaky hose. Gotta replace this. I think that's the problem. The little rubber washer that keeps a good seal on it just degraded, so I gotta replace that. This is why I keep all these spare parts kicking around the farm. I know I drive my wife nuts by being a pack rat, but I find I'm constantly having to get stuff like this. So here's exactly what I need. Into here. Boop, boop, boop. All right, now let's reconnect it. Back on with the switch. Back on with this switch. There we go. It's working. Yay. And we now have our water pump on. Now it's time to go through and check all the connections. Oh, here's my first problem. Got a kink of the hose. These are all old leftover branches from the winter with the goats. I'm gonna have to have a bonfire real soon for that stuff. Now this water line basically runs all the way through here, up the backside and up the hill up to the top of the farm. We're gonna now need to go through and check connections and turn things on just to make sure everything's moving and I don't have any major leaks. I'll probably have some minor leaks that I'm not gonna try to fix today because I do have to move Joey up top and I think it's gonna rain at some point today. But for right now, let's just do a quick leak hunt. Do you guys wanna come with me? I don't know, it doesn't look like Toby wants to come, but Abby does. Come on, Abs. Inside. Oh, you do want to come. All right, come on, buddy. This hose is where the water's running. And so this is a good sign, like there's no leak down there. We gotta just keep tracing the cord all the way back to the wall. So typically I drain and flush the whole water system right before the winter. And then once I've drained and flushed it, I usually just leave it open so that it can run in case any water's still trapped inside of there and it tries to expand. So here's our first testing point. Woo! All right, that's working. It'll actually make my life a lot easier if I leave this open so there's less pressure when I try to put it in. Now we got to go wade through the pond, or the mini pond. Yeah, that's the kind of pressure we want. We want it nice and strong. The reason why I even use the pump is there's so much gravity that's required to push the water uphill that I need the pressure from the pump to get it so that I can get it all the way to the far back side of the pasture. There's Astrid and there's baby Elvis. So I actually knew that I had a leak over in this spot. I was dealing with it last fall. I'm not going to try to fix it today because it's a minor one, but I do have that one that I'm going to need to fix pretty soon. I guess the nice thing about having this water system on is I can now water all the cattle up here and I can take apart my entire winter watering system. I suppose it's kind of like a changeover point. Now the other thing I have going on here is the fact that this water runs down this way, but I have a switch valve to shut it off, and I'm gonna keep it off on this side for the time being. Astrid, you are on the wrong side of the fence. How did this happen? Let's go say hi to little baby Elvis. I know he's becoming a fan favorite on the farm. Hi Elvis. Hi Astrid. How's it going, guys? I'll give you guys a moment of zen with Elvis. Well, 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 if it isn't my darling Annabelle. So Annabelle has been a bit of a problem lately. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come on, I'm gonna let you come down. She keeps escaping, and to top it all off, I'm not sure she's gonna have a baby. I'm starting to wonder if she might have like miscarried or something, because last night, she was the one who attracted Macho Man up to the top of the pasture. Let's see if we can get her back in again. I'm keeping you girls down here. Hang on. Come on, chop chop girl. Come on. Let's go. Wrong way, wrong way. Follow everybody else. Come on, hang on. You're just gonna be trapped in that airlock for a second. All right, come on, this way. You're free to go. So yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we might be done with calves for the year. Not to say we don't have a lot of adorable calves, Curly Sue. I actually feel genuinely happy with how calving season has gone, but yeah, I'm fully prepared for this to actually be the end of calving season at this point, and little baby Elvis being our last calf. Hey, Betty Rubble. You know, you're gonna be staying down here all summer. You and the other yearling heifers get to spend the time down here so that you get some time to grow before you get bred for next year. And because she's Macho Man's daughter, she will not be bred with Macho Man. And I'm gonna actually try to start doing an AI program. So we're gonna see how that goes. And that's artificial insemination, not artificial intelligence. It's Princess Buttercup. I see you there, Princess Buttercup. And then right here we have Cindy Lauper. Where you going, Cindy? She bop. Hi, boys. What's up, Macho Man? How are you doing, Mr. Troublemaker? I know, the injustice of it all. Well, hang on, we'll get you situated in a couple minutes here. Bear with me, buddy. This is kind of like moving into a house that you've been doing a renovation on prematurely, because like I was gonna do this work this week, but like I'm trying to do it all in one day and it's a little stressful. All right, we're gonna need these fence posts here. I'm actually wondering if I can get you to just follow me because I really don't want him just like right in that corner over there. And I actually still have to fix this fence back over here. What the heck is this thing? What is this? I've just unearthed some ancient piece of plastic that I have no idea what it is. I know this wasn't mine. This long predates me, so I have no idea what this might be. If you have any thoughts, leave it down in the comments. Come on, Macho Man. After a night of no water, you're probably a little bit thirsty. Hey, Macho Man, I see that you're curious about what I got over here, bud. So I'm gonna open up the gate for you. Come on, Macho. I knew he couldn't resist that tree. That tree is his favorite scratching post. Let's just make sure we turn on the electricity. It's got that solar charger up here. That's what keeps all of this hot.
They keep my house hot!
All right, we gotta check more water lines here. Fortunately, I left the hose down by Macho Man. There we go, that looks good. On to the next one. Okay, let's try this one. That one's got pressure. Now I gotta close this valve off because I'm not gonna send the water all the way down that way. But I do want this valve open so it sends the water that way. And this way I can get water to Macho Man and Joey Ramone. Stray fence post from last year. All right, Macho Muchacho, we're almost ready for you. So I was trying to figure out why the water wasn't turning on, and I think I found my problem. This is broken. Luckily, I brought my water line kit in here with me. Let's see what we got. There we go. One of my goals over the course of this summer is to become like a waterline MacGyver, where I'm just able to do that stuff at the drop of a hat, and it's like not even a second thought, because to be quite honest, when you're running a farm like this, you actually have to do that type of thing and that type of repair a whole heck of a lot. Let water. Whoa, there we go. How about that? I got so much pressure I have to push it off a little bit. Hey, Macho Man, come on down. I got water for you, kid. You'll recall that when I purchased Macho Man, he was halter trained, and for like the first year or two that I had him, he was halter trained, and it worked really well, but admittedly in the last year plus, I haven't used the halter a ton because I've just been so busy doing stuff that like taking the time every week to like spend a little time walking around with him with the halter just didn't seem like the best choice and way to spend my time. And I'll admit, I've always been a little bit nervous. And so last night when I was in a situation where he seemed kind of ornery and he didn't want to go where I wanted him to go, trying to like bring him with a halter seemed like it was gonna be a mistake. And so I opted not to do that. I can still lead him with a brush and I can still lead him with a bucket. And that's actually how I got him up here. But I don't know, I just feel like I gotta be more careful with the halter these days. And just for the record, that is 100% on me. That is a choice I've made. I don't want to see anything in the comments of people saying, oh, see, he was a less than docile bull. That's actually not true. He's been a wonderful bull, but you always have to be careful with a bull and hormones. And that was definitely the situation I was facing last night, which made me not want to just like drag him back down the hill. Oh, you like that water, huh, buddy? Good. Enjoy. You still got, I don't know, more than a month, maybe almost a month and a half before I'm gonna let you meet up with the ladies. Now that I've got them separated, I think I might keep them down there a little bit longer and just let them keep working through the permaculture orchard. Let my buddy Macho Man and Joey Ramone start working up here. And then once I get these guys further down to that back corner, then I'll feel comfortable when I have like say 2 fences in between them. Then I'll bring the ladies up, but that'll probably be a week or 2.
Scratch, 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 scratch. Yeah, rubbing my back with a tree branch flare. Oh, the splinters they tickle, but I don't care.
Abby dog, what the heck are you doing? Toby, what is she doing? I don't even understand this. You are such a weirdo, girl. I feel like I've mastered the art of doing this one-handed so I can hold a camera. All right, now I have this raceway to guide them from there all the way up the hill. Now, admittedly, this is either going to take a long time or a little time. I need to go at Joey Ramone's pace. I can't try to set my own pace, and I just need to be patient and just slowly but surely walk him up the hill. All right, Joey, come on. I'm pretty sure the way Macho Man got out is he flipped up under one of these panels, which is why they're not unlocking right now properly. Hang on, Joe, hang on. All right, I'm opening up. Out you go, buddy. All All right, Joey, can you follow me? Let's go. We're gonna take a little time. Let's let him get his nibbles of grass first, I suppose. It's funny, you can see him actually communing with the goats and the goats communing with him. What's up, Joey? Wanna come with me? He's not sure what to make of those little calves. And the goats aren't quite sure what to make of that big goat. Like I said, we're just gonna let him slowly work his way down. He'll see that the best grass is actually heading in the direction I'm in, so plus he'll get curious about the other cattle. Yes, I'm talking to you ladies who are curious about my bucket. I see you there, Betty Rubble. You know, this probably weekend, I'm gonna have to separate you out from your mom. You're gonna do your year sabbatical. I'm pretty sure Betty Rubble's actually in heat too. Like it seemed like in the last 3 days, most of the girls have gone into heat. At least most of the girls who haven't given birth in the last like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Like even Anne, I'm pretty sure went into heat because, you know, she's a little over a month since she had her calf, so she's just about due. And I mean like due to start her cycle. Let's see if I can entice him with a treat. I know I can entice the goats with a treat. Want a treat? Yeah, you like those. So Joey Ramon's mom is actually Annabelle, who is that cow that I let in earlier today. And she's actually right up here. They'll probably be reunited pretty soon. Come on, Joe. Like they'll have one more summer together before Joey goes off to camp. Let's go, Joe. Up the hill, up the hill. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You wanna get a little interested in that bucket and get a taste? Okay. It's like, hi girls. Come on, Joey, keep going. Up the hill, come on. Come on, buddy, come with me. This is actually a much chiller process than when I have Joey and Randy go. Like the last 2 years that I did that, it was kind of terrifying because they would always get so much energy and vigor. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, easy, Macho Man. This is like the one spot I want to linger at the least because I only have this little temporary fence here, buddy.
Oh, let's go.
Keep going, up the hill, up the hill. Keep going, pal. There's a little Meatloaf. Meatloaf will be a steer on our farm for quite some time. He and Elvis Presley will be replacing Joey as the steers on the farm to keep Macho Man company year round, which will be kind of fun. There'll be all of Macho Man's kids hanging out with him. You know, Macho Man and Joey really never got along all that well. They always fight. It was because Joey was actually bigger before Macho Man got here, and then eventually Macho Man grew to the point where he's now bigger than Joey. And so that size rivalry has always made it contentious. I think when I move Meatloaf and Elvis in with Macho Man, I don't think I'm gonna have nearly as many problems because he's much bigger than they are right out of the gate. And yeah, it'll be nice that Macho Man gets to hang out with his sons. Now that I've got him this far up, you might have been wondering why did I have this thing wrapped around my neck? And that is because I'm going to use it to segment out the pasture. So this will keep him from going backwards, basically. Makes for a helpful way to move him because he just instinctually knows to stay behind the rope. And what I've found works really well is using this short rope. I basically just keep hopscotching in between these fence posts. We'll set this here. Now we'll go back to moving this one. Come on, Joe. Up we go. Set that there. And we basically just keep working back and forth like we're chucking flavor. This will get easier once he gets past the girls. He doesn't have any balls and he's your brother. It's not gonna happen, girl. Now he's just gonna keep walking his way up. Oh boy, those rain clouds are coming in. Just trying to get all this stuff done today before the storm hit. This is not the type of work you want to do in the rain. Keep going up the hill. There's your best frenemy Macho Man up there. Come on. Now, one thing you guys might wonder is, if Macho Man and Joey don't seem to like each other, why do I keep putting them together? And the answer is because cattle are social animals, and they essentially want to be with other cattle. And this time of year, the only cattle I can really put Macho Man with is Joey, because if anybody else gets with them, they could potentially have some babies. And that right there would be a very bad situation. Yeah, 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 yeah. There we go. We're gonna close this up. I know, Macho Man, you've been so lonely. Hang on. You're lonely, you wanna talk to Joey. I got it, I got it. Hang on, I'm opening up the fence so you guys can get reacquainted and hopefully I don't get turned into a pancake. This is why I always feel a strong need to be careful, because they will do this for hours. It's actually one of the reasons why I stopped halter training Randy, because in the winter months it was hard to get access without Joey trying to break up the party. But you can definitely see Macho Man is much bigger than Joey at this point, but they still try to push each other around. Oh man, I'm heading down the hill and I'm getting pelted by hail. Oh God, not what I wanted to get caught in right at this second, but okay. Yeah, so I'm actually shooting a YouTube video, as you can see, and as you guys can see, we're actually shooting a live stream to show the hatching of the goslings We've had a few hatch so far, and I will say that the next video you guys see from me will feature the whole story of the goslings, which when it's ready, you'll see it right there. Thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, that's the awkwardness that happens when you're making YouTube videos.